for 950 years. So 950 years. فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. So 950 years he preached the people, the nation. So maybe he was prophet at the age of 40, which most prophets were. So if he had that about that time, so it's about 1,000 years, and then then people had the problem with disobeying him and the flood and everything that happened. So he might have lived a few years after that as well, once they settled down from the flood. So 1,000 years of age was a common thing. And that is why when Rasulullah was asked about this, so he got this revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Surah Qadr. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. Oh my people, do you want to get enough reward? Obviously you've got small ages, less ages, but don't worry. You have one night every year. If you find that, then you will get the reward of 1,000 months, in fact better than that, which is equivalent to about 83 years plus some months. So that's amazing amount of reward just by staying up all night, one night. Now, according to some, it revolves throughout the year. According to another group, it's just in Ramadan. So majority agree that this is in Ramadan. And majority agree that this is actually in the last 10 days. And that's the safest view. And then there's another group, which is another big majority, says odd nights, because there are more hadiths to support that, odd nights. But we should try and do whole 10 days. All 10 days, staying up, doing dhikr, reading some Quran. Obviously, you've done your Taraweeh already, so you might take some break, spend few minutes in dhikr, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tasbihat. The special tasbih of the night is Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, you are al-afu. Your name is Afu. Afu means the eraser, the effacer. And you love forgiving. You love to efface. You love to erase the sins. So erase my sins as well. So maghfirah means to forgive. You've committed sin, you've committed a mistake, and you've been forgiven for that. It means you're not going to be penalized or punished for that. So that's punishment gone, alhamdulillah. But that's good as well. Maghfirah, we need maghfirah as well. But to efface is when you've been forgiven in such a way that even the sin is not recorded anymore. So for maghfirah, imagine there's a sin recorded by the angel on the left side, this sin the person has committed on that day, at that time, whatever. So such is the sin recorded there in the book. Maghfirah, okay, we cross it. So there's a long line across it saying that it's not counted. Fine, but still recorded. Af means that Allah will rub it out. It is rubbed. It's not even there. You can't find the sin on the record. It's deleted. So angels wouldn't even know that there's a sin that person has committed, because it's not in the record anymore. So obviously this is between you and your Lord. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-afu. That is why we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to efface, to erase, to delete the sins from our records, because we do not want to be shamed on the day of judgment, embarrassed. If we have our record and it says that, even it's cut off, there's a line across it, if someone opens it, they could see, oh, you've committed that sin as well. Oh, subhanAllah. Amazing. That's big sin or small sin. Many of our sins are done in private. Many of sins that we think about and continue to think about and continue to dwell. Obviously, the sins that come as a glimpse, it comes into your mind without you putting any effort in. That's not sinful. Having bad thoughts like this is not sinful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wouldn't burden us with that. But when we start dwelling on that, we bring that thought, that bad thought, and keep thinking about that, keep going over it, and that's where it becomes a more sort of a sinful things. We shouldn't be doing that. So many such things, no one is able to publish in front of everyone else. So we want our slate to be completely free from all the sins, inshallah. And it would happen if we were to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. So we should be saying that every night from now on, or from the 21st till the end, and sitting, lying, reclining, having something in between, just keep going. That becomes your mantra. It's just like my word of the night, word of the day. Just keep saying it whole night, whenever you can, and in between. So if you have your night, say from 11 o'clock, you finish your Taraweeh, just have 15-20 minutes, half an hour worth of rest, whereby you're just reclining against something, maybe checking your messages, which you must be, dying for, because a whole 1 hour and maybe an hour and a quarter, you couldn't check your mobile phone. Although nowadays people even find time in between prayer, in between 2 rakat of Taraweeh, to quickly check, has there been something? Have I been knocked at by someone? Maybe there's a message. As if I'm the most important person out there, and people are dying to be in touch with me, and I need to just respond. Otherwise, the whole world is dependent on me. If I didn't, I may have missed something really important. We keep looking at our phones in between. Our attention, our focus. If for once you just realize you finish your prayer, or during the prayer you can't feel your phone, all of a sudden you start panicking in the prayer. Where's my phone? Checking this, checking that. You see people, I'm alive here, I'm alive, I've got my phone. So such is the dependence on phone, obviously, is the biggest distractor. It takes away all our concentration. So that is why we shouldn't be even keeping it with ourselves. Switch off, out. Especially from Maghrib onwards, completely off. You give yourself some time where you need to check it during the day and during the night as well. So it could be straight before Taraweeh, before your iftar, 15-20 minutes, switch it off. Or maybe half an hour. Start with your Quran, dua, iftar, finish with that, then open up. So it'll be like after Maghrib prayer. Have 10-15 minutes worth of reviewing it, off again, not coming back to you. So you should be the one dictating when you want to check it, and keep yourself a little bit controlled. So then again, after Taraweeh is done, you're reclining and resting, having a bit of whatever snack if you wanted to. Also, you just had your iftar, but maybe a knick-knack of some sort. That's fine. Then check it. While you're checking it, the tasbih continues to revolve and move. You're still rolling your prayer bead. That shouldn't stop. And that is why having a musabbiha, the tasbih bead, this is mudhakkira. This reminds us of doing the dhikr. Even if you don't do it while you're talking, you're not doing it. But if it's in your hand, every so often you say, okay, let me do it at least once. If this tasbih made you do dhikr once, that is much better than anything else that you could do. If tasbih, it reminds you of dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what could be better than that? So that is the reason why ulama, sulha, keep the prayer bead with them all the time. Because that is how you remember, not to show off. And if you feel that I'm actually showing off, say astaghfirullah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, give me tawfiq, that don't show off. Get this showing off disease out of my heart. This riya, Ya Allah, this ostentation, take it out of my chest, from my mind. I don't want to do it, but even if I'm doing it with that, I'm not going to let it go, because this is my lifeline. This is keeping me on track. So don't worry about showing off. Do you worry about showing off because you're a Muslim? No. You come to the masjid. I don't want to show off. I don't want to come to masjid. I don't want to show off. That's why I don't pray. So you shouldn't show off. You control that showing off. But the answer is not that you should stop doing the right thing. Continue with the right thing and change your intention. Divert it to the right thing. And you'll become okay. Now, why would you feel that if you have prayer bead, you're the only one in the whole world who have the prayer beads? Many people have it. And they do spend much more time in dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than we can think of. So don't worry. I actually feel that I'm doing it and I need this prayer bead because I'm so bad with my connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Had I been good, like Sahaba and the pious people of the past, my heart would be saying Allah without me needing this prayer bead. My mind would be in complete connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's remembrance. But I can't do that as a weak person. So this is, rather than showing off, it could actually be a source to humble you down. You see, you know what? I'm dependent. It's like someone walking with a crutch, even for the safety reason. He doesn't need to, but since he's slightly old, so they say, keep it with you in case. So some people would find, they would say, I don't normally use my stick indoor. When I go out, I'll take it. It's just to be on safe side when they're slightly elderly. So do they feel that they are special? They've got extra limb to cling on? No. They know they're weaker. So likewise, this prayer bead should make you feel humble and weak. I need it. Maybe you are so pious you don't need it. Think about others in that light, that they don't need it. Because they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala day in, day out. They're so pious, mashallah. I'm weak one. So make sure that you don't have that. Now, if people think about you that you're showing off, inshallah, forgive them. Don't worry about them. They would realize and they would learn. And tell them, I'm not showing off. I'm just so weak, I need it. Otherwise, I just get completely sidetracked. So remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the key. So while you're doing whatever in between, remembering Allah with that dhikr. And then half an hour or whatever time, then take some time to read Quran. You've done some during the day, obviously, but you want to spend your night as well with some portion of Quran. So if you have about 3 to 4 hours per night from now on, half an hour, 45 minutes, even an hour, depends, just recite Quran. If you could do half an hour and 15-20 minutes on contemplation through reading the translation, even better. So if you couldn't, just do your recitation and then give yourself maybe 10-15 minutes of reading the translation of any chapter of Quran that you might want to be connected with. And don't start from the beginning thinking that I'll be able to finish it all off. No, select a surah, any surah. The surah that you pray in, that you recite in your prayers. Surah Wadduha onwards. Amma yatasaalun. Whichever surah you recite. Alam nashrah laka. Let me just read the translation and get some rough explanation as well from a tafsir, from a commentary by the scholar. So when you go through that and then read that surah in your next half an hour, 45 minutes session of nawafil. Now, if you have time to do Salatul Tasbih, fantastic. Do the Salatul Tasbih. Very useful, very beneficial. If you've done your Salatul Tasbih with 4 rakat, that would take about 45 minutes, 35 minutes. A good 35 minutes to 45 minutes people would need to spend for in their 4 rakat of Salatul Tasbih, which is that you recite Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar 75 times in each rakat. So altogether 300 times this kalima. And how you do, you start off with the intention of 4 rakat, Allahu Akbar, Subhanakallahumma. After that, say 15 times, Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. You can imagine something and then keep counting it. Obviously, don't have to count it like this because that would be excessive action in the prayer. But in your mind, just feel that this is my first finger, second finger, whatever. Yeah, get a mechanism. Don't use anything to count on. Rather, imaginary touching on fingertips, for example, would be easier. Or think about something else, inshallah. And then Surah Fatiha, another surah, and then 10 times. So 25 done. In your ruku, another 10 after your tasbih. Sami Allahu liman hamida rabbana lakal hamd, 10 times. Sajda, 10 times. Between sajda, 10 times. Another sajda, 10 times, 75 done. And then stand up. Second rakat likewise. Obviously, in second rakat, you would sit down as well for tashahhud. You don't have to say tasbih there because it gets confusing. So you don't have to. You have already done your 75 anyway. So 4 rakat completed. You would have your 35-45 minutes gone. Alhamdulillah. Then you can rest again for a few minutes doing Durood Sharif upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Give yourself 300 times small durood. Start off with Durood Ibrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. 3 times, 5 times, 11 times, whatever. And then go on with sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Once you've done that, go on to some other dhikr, istighfar, for example, astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbi wa atubu ilayhi 100 times. Then رب اغفر وارحم وانت خير الراحمين 100 times. لا اله الا انت سبحانك اني كنت من الظالمين 100 times. This is how you just spend another 15-20 minutes, half an hour in your dhikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then you face Qibla. Again, if you were reclining, just come to Qibla on the prayer bed. Keep the room dark, just you by yourself. Even the families around, just keep it so that people don't look at each other's face and whatever they're doing, and connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in dua. So that dua would be like good 35 minutes, half an hour, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessings, showing your neediness to Him, showing the gratefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving everything that we have had, especially this beautiful Ramadan that we spent. Obviously, we couldn't go to the masjid, that's a problem, but inshallah ta'ala, if we are yearning to be in seclusion, if we're yearning to be in itikaf in masjid, if we're yearning to be offering our prayer and tarawih in the masjid, and we really mean it, then you will get the reward with the intention. But you're barred from going to the masjid, not that you didn't go. You could have gone if it was all open. So realize that and hope that you would get the reward. But now get the connection. The benefit of being in the masjid is to get connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Provide yourself with that seclusion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That half an hour worth of dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Crying, remembering all your sins and asking specifically for those sins to be forgiven and erased. And then inshallah ta'ala, spend some time in sajda if you wanted to, but dua, once you're done, have your suhoor, and by the time you're finished, if you're all gone, go do istinja, whatever, inshallah ta'ala, be ready for Fajr prayer. Now, something similar, you could do in any order, whatever you feel comfortable with. I think you should have some time for zikr, some time for istighfar, some time for zikr, istighfar, durood is one group. And then you should have some time for Quranic recitation, some time for contemplation on Quran translation, and some time on your 2-4 tahajjud, nafil, whatever you could do, inshallah ta'ala, or salatul tasbih, anything of that sort. So that is how you would hopefully incorporate most of the things. If you find that you've got another hour or half an hour or something, listen to a beautiful talk from a sheikh or someone. Something for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any topic. So select the topic and you can find it online, it's available, but go for authentic scholars. Or if you prefer, you could read from a book of a scholar. A nice book, a nice read collectively with the family, just to kill time, as they say. But it's not with that intention, but rather so that you don't feel sleepy. So maybe halfway through, get everyone, okay, let's do it together. Let me read it, you do a page, and you do a page, and gradually move on. It could just be Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the life history of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the companions. That way, you would be, inshallah ta'ala, able to finish your whole night in ibadah, complete it all with ibadah for next, however many days left. The whole 10 days, this should be the plan. And during the day, just catch up with your sleep, and then whenever you wake up, do your chasht, 2 nafil, 4 nafil, however much, and then read some Quran, do some zikr. Again, you can go to sleep. Like when you go home, just have another hour of sleep, 2-3 hours of sleep, no problem, with the intention of qaylula, siesta, which is sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then again, from Asr onwards, back on track, back on Quranic recitation. Quranic recitation is the most important thing during the Ramadan, to connect yourself with Quran. And then obviously in between, when you get time, allocate some time for understanding as well. May Allah give us tawfiq. Now, every night, one last thing that I missed, which was to give some donation. Every night, a penny, even a pound, whatever you could, possibly on behalf of everyone from the family. With the intention that if this is Laylatul Qadr, I would get the reward of spending that many months worth of spending. That's the reward I'm going to get. Allah is Kareem, Allah is King. He can do anything. He's the most generous. May Allah give us tawfiq. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه. Okay. No, you can